Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Safety Systems. If you're going to be out of town this holiday season, then give VFL JJ Surlis a call, because he and the Safety Systems group can put a security system at your home. They can get one into your business. These are the best guys to call, especially moving into 2022. They can take care of all of your safety and security needs. They also do the life safety systems, whether that's a fire security system or a fire safety system, I should say, or even just the testing that you're supposed to do when you have those fire safety systems in your business. Safety Systems does it all. Visit them at safetysystems.com. All right, guys, it's very rare to see big-name coaches leave big-name programs. Fans always want to see it. Why can't we do it? You don't really see it. It doesn't happen often. And yet, in a 2-day span this week, you saw it twice, with Lincoln Riley passing up Oklahoma, leaving Oklahoma to go to Southern Cal. And then the next day, Brian Kelly with the bombshell, leaving Notre Dame to go to LSU. Again, it's going to have people saying, why can't we do it? It tells you that you better have a great program for if somebody's going to leave another great program, either in history, like Southern Cal has everything you need and has had success in the past, or you're just the top of the college football world like LSU really is. I mean, if you can win championships with Les Miles and Ed Orgeron, that's a place I want to go. What's more shocking to you? Which one shocked you more? Riley to USC or Kelly to LSU?
I think, no doubt, Kelly to LSU. I mean, yep. Notre Dame, especially, Kelly's a Catholic guy, that's like the Mecca, right? That's the big thing of the big job. And, really, it's got its own NBC station that basically follows it, right? I mean, they are considered the top ones. They're a top group. I mean, if you really look at football, there's a lot of people know about Notre Dame that casually watch football that like Notre Dame. So to me, that's saying that, oh yeah, LSU and the SEC can go, yep, no, we'll take him and get him, that's a pretty impressive thing.
First coach to ever leave Notre Dame for another job on his own, not being shoved out. I had someone this week compare. They said, well, Jimbo Fisher left Florida State for Texas A&M. Totally different situation. Jimbo Fisher was in hot water at Florida State when he went to Texas A&M. Brian Kelly had Notre Dame on the verge of the playoffs again.
And it's even more amazing because I guarantee LSU said one of the conditions was you have to leave before your chance to go to the playoffs and everything. You're coming to us now, and that he did it. Very
quickly, does anybody disagree and think the Riley move was more surprising than the Kelly move?
I do. I think it was because when you look at Notre Dame's situation and Kelly, he's obviously a great coach. To have Notre Dame competing year in and year out for the playoffs, but what it came down to mostly was the athletes. He didn't have the athletes. And so for me, it made a lot of sense for him to say, okay, here's my opportunity to go get on the same stage as the big boys. For me, Riley was, I think Oklahoma, USC, you can kind of toss it up as far as what they have. I think at Oklahoma, he was getting a lot of Texas recruits. You got that Oklahoma bid there as well. So you're getting the recruits. For me, it was Riley leaving one spot to go to this spot, which is kind of like been a dump the last couple years.
Kelly also is going to get the benefit of getting away from Notre Dame where the academic standards are a heck of a lot tougher than LSU. So
I think for Riley, it was just like, hey, man, I don't want to work that hard. If I go to we're about to join the SEC. My job to keep my job is going to go up tremendously because it's going to be. I'm not going to be able to walk out and win 10 games every year. I'm going to go to a place that I can dominate. The West Coast haven't been very good.
We might see that in the next segment. But we'll talk about that coward. Here's my question.
Not saying he's a coward, just saying, hey, I want a different lifestyle. He might be, though.
So he's smart.
If you're Florida, don't you? If you're a Florida fan, don't you have to be sick? Oh, I made this point on the show a few weeks ago. I've said it for years now. Florida is an overrated program. It's a very good program. It's not at the level everyone puts it at. It's got a great recruiting base if they take advantage of it, but they've got issues at Florida. Haven't won an SEC title in 13 years. Think about that.
Which is wild to think.
Yeah. They're on their same number of coaches since 2007 that Tennessee is. And this one shows it to me. This drives it home. LSU says, we'll take the coach from Notre Dame. Florida goes, we'll take Jim McElwain Part 2 from over at Louisiana. Come on in here. Leave Ruston and come on to Gainesville. He may be great. Billy Napier may be fantastic. But if I'm a Florida fan, I'm looking at that going, how is his resume different than Jim McElwain or Butch Jones or any of these other up-and-comers, whereas LSU goes out And Southern Cal goes out and just plucks the guy they want. Florida can't do that.
Yeah,
if
Florida's
you're a Florida
obviously
fan,
making a bigger gamble than LSU had to. And LSU was being criticized, hey, you let Billy Napier get out of your state to go to Florida?
oh, please.
Yeah, because we were going to South Bend.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know who's going to have the most success.
Right.
But does anybody here, if you had the choice of Brian Kelly or Billy Napier, is anybody here taking Billy Napier?
Not even close.
If I'm a Florida fan, I'm not real happy with Scott Strickland. One, you brought in Dan Mullen, who we didn't like. And two, you replaced him with, we don't know what we got.
Yeah, Mullen had a much better track record and resume coming in than Napier, and Napier has the different level of recruiting. Like, he actually recruits during the season. So there's that spin. But in terms of the comparison of resumes, there is none.
And one thing that was interesting that I didn't realize this week, Florida's facilities lag behind the rest of the SEC too, which is also an issue. They're getting a new indoor facility finally. So that program's just, they may win the national title next year and Billy Napier may be the next Bear Bryant, but that program is not as great as people make it out to be. They landed 2 spectacular coaches and one of them burned out in 6 years. Anyway, all right, I'll get off my anti-Florida soapbox. When we come back, rapid fire, and we're going to talk about that coward, Lincoln Riley. We're going to talk about Lane Kiffin, your old coach. We're going to talk about Mark Stoops, because you and I are going to disagree, I think. And we're going to talk about Kirby Smart. So come on back on the Sports Source.